Alright, what's up? This is CTW91, and I want to talk about how shitty the PvP is on Hypixel, in my opinion. Which is not, like, I'm not a good person to get an opinion from on how good PvP is, because, you know, I'm terrible at PvP and all other gameplay aspects. But, in my opinion, on Hypixel, it's bad, right? Because I, like, spent basically all of my Minecraft PvP time on Mineplex, which nobody remembers nowadays, right? But, like, and now, you know, there's, like, Mineplex is basically gone, it's sort of back, but there's, like, this Mineplex clone, right? Crits. That's what the server is called. Also, nobody knows about that one. But, anyway, that's not important. The point is, on Mineplex and on Mineplex clones, right? The knockback happens quickly-ish if you're not fighting a laggy piece of shit like Australian guy, which I do too much for some reason. But anyway, so like, you know, if you're going to fight somebody, right, you left click on him, your sword swings, it goes into his body, he turns red, and he moves, right? And so if I'm fighting a guy, like on Mineplex, there's no W tapping, right? There's no sprint resetting or whatever. So you just hold W and you left click, and that's how you fight. Or if you're like, you know, a good player, maybe you know some other tricks like placing blocks in front of people to like fuck up their movement, but not me, right? I'm a troglodyte. So I press W and I press the left click button and I kill people, right? Or I die, but I fight them. But on Hypixel, right? First of all, pretty sure W tapping or sprint reset, I think that's the same thing, right? I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, that is a thing, right? But that doesn't matter that much. The problem I have, right, is the knockback and why it's so delayed. And I've heard people talk about, like, you know, vanilla knockback is more like that. It's weird. It doesn't happen as quickly as on Mineplex. But, like, I don't think Hypixel uses vanilla. I'm pretty sure it uses a different thing. But somehow it's still fucked. Because, like, when I'm playing Capture the Wool, right, and I'm going to fight a guy, right, I'm pressing W. I'm just holding W. Even though there's, you know, sprint reset on Hypixel, I don't do it because I can't be fucked, right? So I hold W anyway, and I left click, right? So I go up to a guy, right? Holding W. So walking into it, I fucking left click, and I expect him to move backwards when I hit him, right? And so I can just keep walking forwards and, like, shit on him. But what does happen, right? I click on him, and I keep walking forwards, and the knockback doesn't happen. And then I walk through him. And then I'm like, he's behind me. What? Right? And then I have to turn around and swing at him. But then I turn around, and then the knockback registers, and he flies through me, and he's behind me again. And I've been outplayed by my own PvP. The guy hasn't even tried to hit me one time yet. I've hit him, and then he's behind me twice. Every time I turn around, the guy's giving me back shots. What's going on? No, but so what I figured out is what you do is you just hit him, right? And you walk through him, and then you just don't turn around, right? And then if the knockback registers, right, if it happens, then he flies through you and he's in front of you again, and you can, like, hit him. And then hopefully you kill him, right? I had to take a breath. All right. But sometimes, right, I do that, and then the knockback doesn't happen, whether it's because he's cheating his ass off or he's, like, extra laggy or whatever. So I'll hit him, right, walk through him because the knockback doesn't register, and then I don't turn around because I think it's going to happen. It doesn't happen. And then he just stays behind me, and he's giving me back shots. And I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to... I just have to guess, right? 50-50. Is he going to take knockback or is he not? And then probably it's because they're all cheating. I don't know. Yeah, maybe just everybody cheats on Hypixel. Because, like, on the servers I was talking about earlier, right? Mineplex and crits, everybody cheats their ass off, right? But at least the PvP, like, makes sense to me. But on Hypixel, the PvP doesn't make sense, so it's really hard for me to tell if everybody's cheating their ass off. But I ran into this one guy, right, on Capture the Wool. His name's Moxay, right? Moxay. Moxay, right? And either and could be both, either he's from, like, a weird-ass country, right? Like Australia or Europe or anywhere that's not the US, right? And so he has, like, a million ping, and his knockback, it takes like a full 2 seconds to fucking happen, right? Or he's cheating his balls off. And it could be both, right? The people in Europe cheat, right? All of them. Probably more likely than Americans. Because Americans are all good people. Yes. Yep. No, not people from New Jersey. But yeah, there's like, every time I fucking see this guy, he's like, first of all, he's bridging. He never pressed the shift key. He's just like running backwards full speed and like jumping up and down and placing a fucking bridge in his path, you know? Which is like really gay, first of all. But then, okay, so I see him doing this and I shoot him, right? And then, okay, the knockback takes forever to register. But eventually he takes knockback on his bullshit, like, magical bridge because he's right-clicking 10,000 CPS, right? He takes the knockback. He flies off the bridge, but he places blocks. He places, like, 20 blocks under himself to save himself. I shoot him again. He does it again. And then, like, I've shot him, 5 times on this one bridge. He keeps placing blocks to save himself. And by the time he makes it across, right, I'm not able to kill him, of course. He's too good. Like, I've knocked him in so many different directions. He's, like, written out his own fucking username in cursive in the sky over my fucking island. And then he captures both the wolves. And I'm sitting here dumbfounded because, like, he's too good at the game. Like, I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. Just, people need to stop placing blocks in Capture the Wool. Everybody just pull out your bow and shoot each other. And don't place blocks, because if I shoot a guy and he plays blocks and he doesn't die, it makes me mad. But okay, if we all just used our bows and nobody ever captured wolves, we could just stand on the other side of the void and all rack up 50 kills, and then our stats would look good, and we draw every game. It's great. I don't know. That's all I got. Yeah, subscribe or you obese.